Breaking right now from Queen City News.
Breaking here at 4, Attorney General Merrick Garland says that he personally authorized a decision to seek a search warrant of former President Donald Trump's home.
That's right. Garland spoke within the past 45 minutes, saying this was not a decision he took lightly. That raid happened earlier this week at Trump's estate in Mar-a-Lago. Agents were searching for classified documents that Trump reportedly took from the White House to his home. Trump supporters have protested that search, prompting Garland to speak today about his department's actions.
The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter. Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law means applying the law evenly, without fear or favor.
And we're joined now by Dr. Susan Roberts, professor of political science at Davidson College.
Yeah, Professor Roberts, thanks so much for joining us. So what are we making of what happened this week with that FBI raid? And do you think that Merrick Garland felt some pressure to ask a court to unseal these search warrants, because there's been a lot of criticism about how this all went down?
Sure, I think he may have been feeling pressure, but I don't think it was political pressure, because there's no better evidence that this was apolitical than Joe Biden knew nothing about it. It doesn't do Joe Biden any favors. It only helps, I think, boost Trump in public opinion of those who support Trump. I think he was feeling the pressure, but Trump made himself, he put the pressure on himself, and Garland had to respond.
And Dr. Roberts, if it is found that Trump had classified documents in an unsecure location like Mar-a-Lago, what kind of security risk does that pose for the country?
Well, I think it does pose a security risk, even if they don't find anything that was highly classified. One thing to consider is the Presidential Records Act is not something a lot of Americans would say, well, what is that? What does it matter? And so I think that's something at stake here, that it will not be well received by Republicans and Trump supporters, because they won't see it as anything criminal. I do like the clip that you played when Garland said it will be rule of law without fear or favor. And I think that was an important statement.
Since you are a political expert, a lot of people are talking about the timing of all of this. Do you think, or what political impact do you think that this can have on the midterms and potentially Trump trying to run in 2024?
I think it will have an impact in the short term, because it'll be in the short term memory on the midterms. And midterms have lower turnouts. This could really galvanize turnout. It could galvanize turnout for the Republicans. I don't know how it will play out in, say, 2024. It may be the kind of story that has a very short half-life.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Susan Roberts, for joining us. We'll, as we say in TV, stay tuned, because this is very interesting timing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of course, our coverage of the Trump raid at Mar-a-Lago continues, starting on Queen City News at 5. We'll be joined then by political expert Khalif Rhodes to discuss the Department of Justice's actions and, again, what this means for former President Donald Trump as the days and weeks and years go on. So, of course, be sure to keep it right here on Queen City News.